Oh, you finally woke up. I honestly didn't know if you'd even wake up at this point. Even when I knocked you out the first time, I had some doubts, but the medication was a whole new thing for me. After I injected you, I saw a change in you at first. I thought that it was working, but then you ended up passing out. I thought that it was just some sort of side effect of the medicine and that once you woke up, everything would be just fine. Everything that I dreamt up for the two of us would finally be coming true. You didn't wake up, though. I thought that it may just take a while to get everything to kick in, so I thought I just needed to wait. Then a day passed, and another, and even more days passed. I did what I could, I swear. I made sure that you were getting water, made sure that you were comfortable, and that nothing else could affect you. Every day you were getting paler and paler. You were looking worse and worse. I was getting scared. I didn't think that it would end up this bad. I didn't think that I could harm you in any way. I didn't want to hurt you in the slightest. In my mind, I thought I could fix everything myself. I needed to do this to prove that I can handle the situation that I made. Proving to myself that I wasn't messing up by doing all this. But then I realized I was in over my head. There was a lot more to do than I could ever take care of. I was surprised they kept you alive for as long as I did. Well, if you couldn't tell before, you're not strapped in the shed anymore. I had to take you to the hospital. To be honest, at first I didn't want to take you at all. You had been gone for close to a month. I know that might not seem that way for you, but you've been asleep for half of it. I didn't think that it'd be a good idea to bring you to the hospital. The police would have noticed a missing person turning up to the hospital close to dead after several weeks of being gone. The thought of just leaving you at the emergency room did cross my mind, of course. But I didn't want to do that to you. I couldn't just abandon you. I had to get you to the hospital, but I didn't know how to do it. The only thing that I can think of was to, well, I'll say borrow my father's van. Then I ended up loading you into the back, making sure nobody would see what I was doing. I drove you over to the hospital. I knew that using your real name would not be the best idea, so I had to put both of us under fake names. At first, I wanted to call us Mr. and Mrs. Jackson, but I knew that would be so obviously fake. Who would think that two high school kids were married, right? I know that it was something that I've been dreaming about, but now that everything is to be put into perspective, I know that it's something not many would believe. So the story that I ended up going with was that you're my cousin who ate some bad turkey and ended up falling ill. I was really just hoping that was going to be believable enough. I didn't think that eating some bad turkey would make someone as ill as you were, but they ended up believing it anyway. After that, they rushed you in here and gave you some fluids. You're in critical condition, you know. But after they got you in stable condition, they started to give blood. I really wanted to help, so I gave some of mine. That's one of the perks of being O positive, right? Plus, that gives us a bit of a connection if you think about it. You could say that I did end up saving your life. Yeah, I know, even though I caused you to get in here in the first place. I don't think that I've said it yet, but I'm really sorry for what I've caused. You didn't ask for any of this. I was just a girl who didn't know what was right and what was the wrong thing to do. You were just a boy that showed me a little bit of kindness, and they ended up thinking that it would be okay to do all this stuff. Looking back on it, there was a lot of signs that I wasn't doing the right thing. I claimed to love you and then attacked you and you didn't do exactly as I said. There were times that I thought that I was doing the right thing. I was so blinded by love. that I didn't even care what was happening around me. I didn't even see what I was doing to you. What pain I was putting you through. What pain I was putting your family and friends through. The whole month has made me do a ton of thinking. It made me realize that some things are just not what you imagine them to be. I imagined some sort of amazing family life between us. Some sort of world where people didn't make fun of me for being that weird girl that no one wants to talk to. A world where the same girl wouldn't be looked over for any other girl. The world where she could have a life that meant something to her. That meant something to me. I know it was a lot to put onto you. The whole unconditional love would be a lot to put onto anyone. I thought that if I put enough love on my end, then maybe, just maybe you'd start to love me back. Like I said, it was a lot to put onto you. I expected you to do things that no one should have to do. My head felt clouded for so long. At first I thought it was the medication, so I stopped taking it. Then everything began to make sense. For once I thought that I was seeing things clearly. I needed someone in my life to make it all better. That someone that I chose just happened to be you. I doubt that it makes any difference now, but it really could have been anyone that I chose. But there was a specific reason that I chose you. You just seemed to be perfect. Not in the whole lovey-dovey way that I've been going on about. But you're perfect in literally every other way. You just seem so happy and content with your life. Like you knew how it was going, and nothing could make you upset. It seemed surreal to me that anyone could have a life like that. It was perfect. It was the life that I wanted too. You see, I don't have a perfect life like you do. I doubt that anyone really has the perfect life, but mine isn't really something to scoff at. Like I've told you before, my father was working with some experimental chemicals and was trying to change the world with them. The very same chemicals that led to you having to be stuck in a hospital room. He was almost obsessed with them. Every waking hour that he had was either spent at work or at home studying charts. This caused me to be, well, alone. I didn't know what to do. School didn't help much either. No one really wants to talk to me. The girl who has nothing special about her. I can't play any sports. I'm not in any sort of clubs. I definitely wasn't killing it in the social department. I was just a girl. Like anyone you can find anywhere in the world. I felt like a blank canvas that the artist was too lazy to do anything with. That's why I did all this, but now that canvas is smeared with blood. Blood that I've spilled and torn by claws I used to try and keep you in my grip. I don't want this to be the canvas I leave on the world. I don't know how I want to be remembered. My medication was something that made me remember this. What I thought was keeping me numb really made me sane. The reason my mind felt so quiet and empty was because I didn't have terrible thoughts racing through it. I didn't have the raging fear of being alone, the thought that I wasn't good enough for anyone, and that I had to take it by force. I know that you may not care about any of this. I know that you probably hate me at this point, and you never want anything to do with me. You want to see me gone? Not only from your life, but from the world. I would understand that completely. But there is something I need to tell you. I'm really sorry that this whole thing did happen. I said it before, but I want to address it completely. There's no reason that you should have to forgive me. But my consciousness will not rest until I say that I'm 100% truly sorry. No one should have to go through what you've gone through. None of your friends should have to have a peer go missing for so long. Your family shouldn't have to spend nights waiting to get any sort of confirmation that their child was alive or dead, and living that constant fear of limbo. That all this happened because I wanted something that I didn't deserve. I'm glad that I gotta say it all to your face. I'm glad that I didn't scream out the first moment that you woke up in a new place. Now that all of this is over, though, I don't think that I should be spending any more time here. Well, the thing is about it is like, I don't want my canvas to be torn and bloodied. I feel like I can help the world a lot more with the rest of my life. Plus, I kind of killed someone already. Once the hospital realizes who you are, they're going to find out who I am. Once they know that it won't be hard to put two and two together and trace me back to that girl. No amount of apologizing is going to bring that girl back. It is a little selfish of me, but I would rather spend the rest of my life fixing what I've done. If that means helping the less fortunate or devoting my short existence to a higher being. Trust me, this isn't going to be for nothing. There'll be no more violence in my life. That's for sure. I swear it. Well, I think I better get going then. I would say it was good to see you, but I don't think that you particularly enjoyed our time together. So at least I can really say this. Have a good life.